This is the Good Government Show.
I think the big thing is trying to be relevant to the needs that we're facing today. You know, for so long we've done things the same way because that's the way we've always done it. And every night on the hour, it is red, white, and blue because it honors our veterans. And this lighted bridge was part of what I call Veterans Way. Different people that we serve have different needs, and you want to make sure you're responsive to those needs. Our city administration cannot solve every problem. We can't make people do certain things, but people have the opportunity to go out, be engaged, and be change agents themselves. I work with very talented people every day that are working to improve the lives of people, and that's not an easy job.
You take a city that's, well, it's not at its peak. You elect a progressive mayor, and suddenly the city becomes an example of what good government is all about. That city is Waterloo, Iowa, and the mayor is Quentin Hart. Welcome to the Good Government Show. I'm Dave Martin. First, help us share the message of good government by liking us and sharing us where we are on Facebook, X, YouTube, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Please share our show with your friends and review us right here where you're listening. And join our Good Government Show community. Check out our website for the link. I recently attended the Iowa League of Cities annual conference. At the end of the conference, they announced the award winners for the league, and they saved the biggest awards for last. So, last but not least, the Iowa League of Cities voted Waterloo Mayor Quentin Hart into the League's Hall of Fame. I've talked to Mayor Hart a few times over the years, and let me tell you, he's an interesting, engaging guy. The conversation you're about to hear, it took place in Washington in the Conference of Mayors Legislative Conference. He's active there also. In Iowa, when they presented him with the award, well, he didn't know what to say. Actually, I've never seen him so, let's say, humbled. He was cited as being a visionary mayor. Among the projects mentioned was expanding digital access, investing in infrastructure and economic revitalization, also supporting youth engagement and public safety. Upon receiving the award later, he said, quote, "Local government is where the problems get solved and neighbors come together." And he came together recently with about 1,000 fourth graders on a city-sponsored fun run through Waterloo. That's civic engagement. That's youth engagement. In a State of the City speech earlier this year, Mayor Hart mentioned Waterloo was named a Technology Community of the Year. He also credited the city police force with a drop in crime and said they continue to make progress in getting guns off the street. At the end of the last fiscal year, Mayor Hart said they had nearly doubled last year's construction permits to 304 million taking in. That's a lot of investment in the city. As Mayor Hart will tell you, it wasn't always easy, but he got it done. And he says Waterloo is moving in the right direction. Coming up, Iowa League of Cities Hall of Fame recent inductee, Quentin Hart. Engagement. We hear that all the time on the Good Government Show. Getting people involved in ideas, planning, and projects. It makes government more effective, and that's good government. At the Good Government Show, we use our own engagement tool called Our. That's O-U-R. Ourco has created a way to engage people and create a community. Ourco can create an app just for your city, your school, your community. It's an easy way to engage people and get immediate feedback. You get reliable data on what you can translate into action your community agrees on. Here on the Good Government Show, we have our own Ourco created community. Go to our website, goodgovernmentshow.com, and join it. Then you can join the conversation. Weigh in on what makes good government and give us your ideas that can help good government serve all of us. I mean, that's what government's all about. Good government, anyway. Visit Ourco.com. That's OUR.com and learn how they do it. And while you're there, book a demonstration. It was called the War to End All Wars, but it didn't. 3 royal cousins, all kings, one from England, one from Germany, and one from Russia, blundered their way into a war, a completely avoidable war that left millions dead in the trenches across Europe. Good Government Show executive producer Jim Ludlow details the blunders, mistakes, and bluster that started World War I that didn't end all wars. The book, The Royal Cousins, details the events and creates an alternative history. Imagine if World War I never happened. It didn't have to. Just read it yourself. Download the book today on Amazon. It's just 99 cents and a timely look at history. Welcome to the Good Government Show. My guest is Quentin Hart, the mayor of Waterloo, Iowa. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, and thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. We met in Iowa, of all places.
Right.
And now we're here in Washington, D.C. at the Conference of Mayors. How are things in Waterloo?
Things are well. Anytime things are quiet, they're always good. So a lot of good things happening. Just had my State of the City on the 9th of January. So an opportunity to talk about the challenges, but at the same time, talk about the future.
What is the State of the City?
The State of the City is good. State of the City is strong. Incredible investments in infrastructure. Overall, violent crimes are down by 20+%.
That's a significant drop. How did you do that?
Well,
all by yourself, or did
there
you
we
have
go.
help?
Well, I don't have a city manager or a city administrator, so I have to go out on the streets myself. No, not really. But just incredible police department, community partnerships, and then just trying to make sure we continue to offer opportunity to people within the community as well.
Do you hire the police chief? Does he work for you?
I do. Yep.
Good relationship?
Great relationship.
How long have you been working together?
For about a year.
Okay.
Close to a year now. So.
Did it take you a long time to find the police chief?
Yeah, of course. You want to try to find a person that has a community mind, incredible forward thinking, and someone that really has a heart and a passion for the community as well. And so someone that can lead troops, right? Because they're like the military of the city almost. So you want to try to find the right person. And so I've been mayor for 9 years, 18 days. And 11 hours. And I had 4 police chiefs with me at that time.
Okay. That's a challenge.
Yes, it is. Yes,
because every chief is different. Everyone looks at things differently.
You could not be more correct than that.
Yes. But you managed to drop the crime rate by 20%. I mean, that's significant. How did you do it?
Well, it's a shout out. We changed up. You got police that are more engaged with the community as well. Technology is incredible. Also, and we just have some great community partners that are working with our police officers. Making sure that they have what they need as well. I think since I've been in office, the overall budget has probably increased by 25-30%. And I believe that if we are, we need to be fully staffed. And for the first time in a long time, our police department is fully staffed. For years, we had series of things that happened where we weren't fully staffed. So that gives the opportunity to people to be out more, but it also gives the opportunity to start to interact with our community other than bad situations. You get an opportunity with your beat cops to be in the neighborhood. So neighborhood organizations have a contact within the police department that they can call that works specifically with their area. That's working with our the school system as well with our SROs. But I think we've increased our level of engagement with the community in non-response times that helps make the difference. And like I said, we have incredible community partners. People are stepping up. Something happens, they're letting us know. And technology is in a completely different era than it was before. We have cameras that can help us to solve crimes where there may not be any witnesses to do that as well. The county has implemented drug courts, right? Some people that are committing crimes have drug problems and addictions. And so how can we help them to get on a pathway of moving away from drugs, but not also putting nonviolent offenders in jail for a very long time? So it's been a somewhat of a paradigm shift over the course of time. We've changed our ordinances and resolutions, to make sure that we are policing to the needs of today. No chokeholds, holding officers' duty to hold each other responsible. And so our police have done a great job of changing how they police, but our citizens are stepping up and we're starting to build trust better than we have in the future. And
you must have a police department people want to work for.
Absolutely. Like I said, fully staffed. Several years ago we had it was a great outgration where you get a new police chief, people leave, just like with any leadership position, and that afforded us the opportunity to lose longer term officers, but at the same time bring in younger folks with not as much experience, but very relevant to how things are operating today.
And less baggage.
I didn't say that.
Okay, I did. But they don't. They're not jaded yet. How's that? Is that better?
Right.
We can take that other part out if you want.
No, you said it. I didn't say it.
Okay. But is that true?
It is a different. It's a different community today. Yeah. I mean, you know, one other area. Who would have thought, 15, 20 years ago, that police officers would have to work on mental health training to be able to deal with our residents today, because our county jails are filled with people with mental health illness. And so we have worked to do crisis intervention training. We partnered with an organization called Elevate that would take counselors out on some of our police calls so that we deal with the mental health issue versus it being based upon pure criminal intent. And so those levels of engagement, trying to put more mental health professionals within our community has helped as well.
And it has a trickle-down positive effect. It's less people in jail, less people arrested, less people in the system. You don't make more criminals out of non-criminals. And there's a cost savings all around, correct?
Absolutely. And it gets them the support that's needed at that moment. Taking a person that's having a mental health crisis and just putting them in jail, that doesn't alleviate the crisis that they face, because when they get out, they're dealing with the same situation.
They're even more annoyed and upset.
And, we've seen, homelessness on the rise throughout our communities all across the country. And we've seen it in Waterloo. So I just formed a homeless task force, bringing professionals together to develop some quick strategies and some long-term strategies to try to help alleviate our homeless, unhoused situation that we have within our community also. So
that sounds like good government.
I think the big thing is trying to be relevant to the needs that we're facing today. For so long we've done things the same way because that's the way we've always done it, right? But what does it take? What does it take today to be able to govern a community? What does it take today to be able to have good policing? What does it take today to be responsive to the needs of the people? And so that's what we're trying to do. We don't always get it right, but that's what we're trying to do.
As long as you're heading in the right direction, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Thank you.
I understand that you've done some effective work in revitalizing your downtown. Mm-hmm. What have you done? How have you accomplished that?
Well, a little TLC.
Okay. Let's talk about Waterloo for just a minute. As I understand it, this is sort of an industrial city, a town. Fell on hard times, and you've been sort of spearheading a revival of the downtown and the city as overall.
Absolutely. So I would probably say about 15 years ago, the city, the casino came to the city. And I know community is getting better in casino. That may be an oxymoron, but we formed a partnership with the casino and the creation of the Waterloo Development Corporation. And the Development Corporation receives proceeds from the casino, but they're also working hand in hand with the city to revitalize the entire downtown. And so first came the Riverfront Renaissance, where the walking trails, the work that was done to the levee system, the removal of blighted buildings, because some of our businesses were like, hey, you guys need to do something about this blight, or we're gonna go somewhere else.
Right.
And so that partnership has been what has spearheaded the renaissance that we're seeing in our downtown. We have a sportsplex. Let me go back really quickly. Because this is something that happened probably about a year ago. Someone said, oh my gosh, the only thing that you have in downtown Waterloo are bars, right? And then I was talking to the person. I said, well, we have a newly renovated convention center. We have a young arena that has semi-pro hockey. We have a sportsplex that is voted every year the most healthiest place within the city and sometimes across the state. We have apartments now. We have businesses. We have a museum district. We have a governmental district. We have a sports district. And so our downtown has really shifted from what it was, and it all was spearheaded with the incorporation of the Waterloo Development Corporation. And then our Main Street director, I got to give her a shout out, Jessica Rucker, who's doing incredible by making sure that the level of engagement with our businesses are there, right? Yeah, we like to do these festivals. I got to get you to come to our Iowa Irish Fest.
Okay.
40,000 people in downtown Waterloo the first weekend of August. And so, yes, it's not just about the events we have, but it's about the environment. And our Main Street director has taken a hands-on approach to engaging with our local business. We've taken a look at parking strategies. So it's ever changing, the work that's done in our downtown, but we're so grateful for our philanthropic support, but also the businesses that are choosing to come to downtown Waterloo. It's been incredible to see it and be there. I wish I can take all the credit.
Go ahead.
There we go.
That sounds like a lot of good government, but a lot of change.
Yes. And we can't be afraid of change, right? I think historically our city, you had mentioned the 80s, but historically our city has had the mentality that, well, why do we deserve to have a bridge with lights on it? Why do we deserve to have a sport?
Wait a minute. You have a bridge with lights?
We do.
Explain this, please, Mr.
It
Mayor.
is so an iconic bridge within our city is the 4th Street pedestrian bridge.
Okay.
And
you lit it up.
It lit it up. It is. There is no other bridges like this in the entire United States.
Where'd you get the idea to light up the bridge?
I got the idea from Secretary Pete Buttigieg.
You did? For real?
Yes. We were talking about things that they were doing in his hometown, and he talked about, well, we added lights to the river, and they work with the labor to do some of the work, and they work with philanthropic organizations. So we work with our development corporation, and I asked them to develop a lighting project, and we lights on our pedestrian bridge, and every night on the hour, it is red, white, and blue because it honors our veterans. And this lighted bridge was part of what I call Veterans Way. And it also led to the lighting of the bridge, red, white, and blue, but also outside of our convention center, we have the Sullivan Plaza Memorial. As people may not know that the Sullivan brothers, the 5 brothers, were from Waterloo, Iowa.
The Fighting Sullivan brothers were 5 brothers that all perished in a battleship in World War II.
Yes.
There are 5 brothers, and that's why brothers don't serve together anymore.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And so outside of our convention center, we have a Sullivan Plaza Memorial, but it's not a sad memorial. It is a lively tribute to the Sullivan family, but also on the other side of the memorial, you have people that have volunteered for projects. So it's an incredible display, but it culminates with the lights at the bridge.
All right, so
you got to come see it.
I got to come see that for the St. Patrick's Day Festival.
I'll text you some pictures.
Is it green at St. Patrick's Day?
It is.
Right.
During Black History Month, it's red, black, and green.
Okay.
Throughout the year, we're able to celebrate a lot of different.
Sort of like the
culture.
Empire State Building of Waterloo.
Yeah, but better. It's on the side though.
but better. Okay. Well, you know what? You have to have Waterloo pride.
100%. Philanthropic and labor. So
how do you put all that together?
Relationships.
That's a lot of work.
It is, but it's worth
vision.
It. It's worth it, right?
Okay.
And like I said, we can't be afraid to try new things, right? And I just finish a quick point. But historically, we didn't want to spend the money either. But you cannot have quality of life. You cannot have good trail systems. You cannot have a sportsplex and those things that make people want to leave if you don't partner and spend some money. And so, yeah, we spent some money to do that.
So one of your fellow Iowa mayors said to me that you have solved the housing problem.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yes, you have solved the housing problem. But apparently you've made some real strides in housing challenges in Waterloo. How did you do that?
Well, let me just say I haven't solved it, but one house at a time. The city offers incentives for developers to build houses as well. We also have been very fortunate the Iowa Heartland Habitat for Humanity is one of the most successful habitats in the entire United States, with Allie and all the work that she's doing to partner with the city and different philanthropic organizations. But also Hawkeye Community College, their sustainable construction program. They're building houses right in the neighborhood. They're taking students and they're helping train the next workforce for sustainable construction. We were also just recently voted a thriving community by the state of Iowa for some of our housing initiatives, which opens up the door to more state funding and support for major projects that we're doing within the city. We're also not just building out in the Beverly Hills of our community, right? We're also making sure that we don't forget about neighborhoods, and whether that is the restoration of old homes and giving incentive for developers or homeowners to take those homes, but also giving incentive for infill lots within our community. And so we by no chance have this all figured out. We're working with a few successful things that we believe will help us, but it's been a passion for me. I mean, one of the reasons I ran was dilapidated housing. It's one of about 3 or 4 things. But what we've been able to do through those partnerships is to help create what we call Elevate Housing, which is our number 2 strategic goal within our community as well. So very fortunate. I mean, we can have a show just on housing.
Yes.
But a few programs that we've been able to work with.
Well, that all sounds like, good government, and it sounds like some forward thinking.
Yes,
Was
sir.
it hard to get people on board with this?
No. When you take a look and you drive through some of the neighborhoods within our community, and if you do a windshield look, my heart goes out to some of the people that are in dire situations. I created a program in 2006 or 7. I can't remember the exact year. It was called From the Heart. HEART, not HART. And we were able to fix 300 houses for low-income, elderly, physically disabled residents. And when I walk into some of the houses and I see how people and the conditions they're living in, I mean, it's really heartfelt. And so our philanthropic organizations, after we created our 2030 vision plan about 2 years ago, came together and we sat down, and John Deere's largest philanthropic gift went to Iowa Heartland Habitat for Humanity and housing initiatives. And then came our Blackhawk County Gaming, then came our community foundation, then came all of our foundations that said, hey, we want to help in this work of changing the community for the better. And so the 3 years prior to 2021, I think from philanthropic, the city probably received maybe about $3 million. Over the last 3.5, 4 years since our strategic plan was completed, they've invested over $29 million.
Wow.
And so those partnerships with people that are like-minded, that know we need change, they've been all on board. So we've been very grateful for their support.
That's very impressive, Mr. Mayor. And now in a minute, we're going to get your philosophy on government. So start to think about your philosophy of government.
Okay.
Once you wrap up this episode of The Good Government Show, give a listen to our friends over at Good News for Lefties. This daily podcast highlights news stories that show there's more good news out there. Other people in government are really trying to do the right thing. That's Good News for Lefties. Listen where you're listening now. After you get done with this episode, hear more good government stories with our friends at How to Really Run a City. Former mayors Kasim Reed of Atlanta and Michael Nutter of Philadelphia, and their co-host, journalist and author Larry Platt, talk with guests and other mayors about how to really get stuff done in cities around the nation. Check them out where you're listening now or through their nonprofit news site, thephiladelphiacitizen.org/podcasts. All right, this is the Good Government Show questionnaire. We're going to get to the heart of your real true philosophy of government.
Is this the speed round?
This is the speed round, yes, except it's not that fast. Define good government.
Good government is one that is responsive to the needs of people, that's continuously transforming itself, and it's building a community, building community today for the cities of tomorrow. And so just trying to be that, and equitable leadership. Different people that we serve have different needs, and you want to make sure you're responsive to those needs. And I know some people think that, yeah, being a mayor, I'm way up here, I'm like king. But in actuality, good government is realizing that I serve 68,000 people that every day could call me for a particular need, that I need to try to be responsible and help solve some of those issues and challenges. And I need to be able to work to empower people, right? We can't do everything ourselves as a city, but we can be a resource to help guide people to living out their vision and their dream within our community. And so to me, it's equitable leadership. It is understanding that I'm here to serve, not to be served, and being responsive to the multiple changes we see every day.
How do you know if you're doing a good job? How do you know if you're delivering good government? How do you decide on your own without elections?
Well, I look at the greater good. You know, sometimes the decisions that you make, people may not understand them. Like, people may not understand we need to invest $60-70 million into our sewer plant. They think it needs to go somewhere else. But I know in the future that is the right decision for the long-term growth of our community. Every year I get on my knees, I pray, and I take a look and I reflect on the previous year, and I try to set goals that I try to meet every year. And so just taking a look at the goals that I'm trying to reach, but also making sure that I continue to just try to work every day. So I don't know, they've elected me a couple times, but you know, you can be elected a few times and not do good work. But I just try to take a look at the goals I set each year and be responsive to the needs of people.
How should your citizens hold you accountable?
You mean the ways they hold me accountable?
Okay.
They call, they blog, they come to council meetings. But the best way, I think with me, the best way, if there's a problem or an issue, I'm kind of old school. Let's sit down and have a conversation about it. And we're small enough as a community where we can sit and talk. And so I like doing that. But everywhere I go, if I'm in a bathroom at a basketball game, somebody comes up and tells me something. If I am at a grocery store, but people have access to me. And I try to be one of the most accessible mayors that the city's ever had by being out there amongst people.
And if people don't like what they're seeing, if they don't like what they're getting, what should they do?
If they don't like what they're seeing, I think first, all of us need to seek first to understand, then be understood, because a lot of decisions are made and people hate those decisions, but they don't know what's actually behind the decision. You can communicate that, but let us know their thoughts. But also, like, I didn't like before I got elected that I seen too many houses that needed repair. So I went out, researched, and created a program to try to help to solve some of the issues and challenges. Our city administration cannot solve every problem. We can't make people do certain things, but people have the opportunity to go out, be engaged, and be change agents themselves, right? And so people have come all the time. I want to do a nonprofit to help children. I want to help build houses. How can I do it? So that's when I come in and I can be a resource to help connect them to different people to be able to help them fulfill their dreams or change the things that they see need to be changed.
Okay. Multiple terms as city mayor and prior to that, city council. Mm-hmm. What would you like people to know about government that they probably don't know?
That is a good question.
I try.
You know, nowadays, the atmosphere with government and community and the divisiveness between partyism, you know, it's a real nasty place at times. But, you know, really what I met, and these mayors at the Conference of Mayors, they are decent human beings that are trying to work on behalf of their communities. And sometimes people believe that there's this shadow group, well, at least not in Waterloo, but there's this shadow group, and they're meeting to plot to do something wrong to the citizens or to withhold something from the citizens. in our case, that's absolutely not true.
There's no deep state in Waterloo.
No. I work with very talented people every day that are working to improve the lives of people. And that's not an easy job. And so knowing that they have an advocate, they have people that are working for them every day, putting their lives on the line to do the best for them, I would like for them to know that that's what we're doing every day.
Where do you get your news from? Where do you read about yourself?
Ooh. Well, I stopped reading the negative comments and the positive comments. But we have our city council meetings. I talk to citizens every day. I try to stay as engaged as I can. I go to social clubs. I go out everywhere. Like I'm everywhere. But that's where
you're not as young as you used to be, and sometimes it takes a toll.
Well, it may be a step slower getting there.
Okay, all right.
But I like to be out in the community. I get emails. But I'll tell you one thing that I did just for mental health care.
Yes.
Is I stopped going to taking a look at some of the grotesque comments and those things that people do. I don't engage in that stuff anymore. I used to do that all the time. Oh, I gotta read this. But no, if people want to talk to me, come to City Hall, give me a call, shoot me an email, and let's sit down and work out the problems.
Is there a local paper, a daily paper in Waterloo?
There is, the Waterloo Cedar Falls Courier. So they have articles. Right. And so, yes, I'll read the article, but all those things under it, man, no. And then people talk about my children. No, I'm not doing that anymore.
All right. So who's your political hero? Who inspires you? Who inspired you to do this?
Probably my mom and dad. I never wanted to be in elected office at all because I ain't like those, because they weren't working for us. All the things that I said that I want people to know about me is what I didn't like about them. But really my mom worked at Allen Hospital. I counted, she walked across that street where we lived at about 19,000 times during her career. My father worked at John Deere. Very, very little family support when he came here. And they met here. And so they give me my inspiration. They got up every day to make the best for us. So it's my parents.
Okay. All right, good. You said you didn't envision a career in politics. Class president, what got you in? What got you involved? Were you class president?
Well, kind of no. I had gone to college, took a social problems class, and I'm looking at all these problems in this class. I'm like, wait a second, that's my home, right?
Yeah. Are you born and raised in Waterloo?
Born and raised in Waterloo. So got out of college, took the road less traveled, hiccups there and there, and then just got engaged. Started volunteering. I ran for 2 offices and I lost each one of them.
You didn't lose. You didn't win.
And then got engaged because I felt like there was a lot of work that can be done if we're able to bring our community together. It shouldn't make a difference where you live at for you to have some success in your neighborhood. So I ended up running. So did a lot of praying and it ran for the office.
Here you are. All right. You've said this to me more than once. I have to come to Waterloo. If I come to Waterloo, where are you taking me? What's the dish of Waterloo? What are we eating? Where are we going?
Ooh, if I say one, then the other ones will be upset. Let me tell you where, like when we used to have the caucuses, where everyone would go. And it's called Morg's Diner. And Morg's Diner is downtown Waterloo.
Yes. And
they have the biggest pancakes known to man, right? And so you definitely got to start out with some breakfast at Morg's. Then we have to bring you over to Newton so you can get a tenderloin that is too big for the bun. But we got a number of places. We have a couple soul food places, but we had, Latino places. So we have a little bit of everything for you, right? In Waterloo, believe it or not. And just really quickly, Waterloo is 68,000 people, 17% African-American, but our school district is 60% minority, Congolese, Haitian, Latino, huge Bosnian population. But you don't think of diversity when you think of Iowa, and Waterloo has it.
I guess they do. And I think this is just a northern Iowa dish. What is it? The stuffing sandwich?
The stuffing sandwich?
Yeah, it's dressing, like turkey dressing on bread. No, I guess that's not a Waterloo thing.
I mean, I'm thinking, because the mashed potatoes on bread.
Yes.
Yeah, you got me hungry now. I hadn't eaten yet.
All right. This is the Good Government Show. We always try to bring it back to good government to end up. Give me an example of a good government project that you were able to get through.
Good government project. Years ago, we had a lot of backups in our neighborhoods, sewage, sanitation backups. And I was able to work in a 9-year time span to help reinvest more than $60-70 million into our sewer infrastructure. And so those same people that were having backups and coming and talking at our council meeting are no longer dealing with some of those issues. So it's not sexy.
No.
But nobody wants to have that in their home.
Did anybody give you a hard time about trying to spend the money that way?
Of course. We had a couple people that get up at every meeting, don't spend it. And then when we have issues, then they complain. But when we try to fix it, they complain. So,
yeah. All right. So no sewage backup.
Yeah.
Mayor Quentin Hart of Waterloo, Iowa. It is a pleasure talking with you and seeing you again. Thank you very much. And I will see you in Waterloo.
Thank you.
Want to hear more about good government? Check out another show I host, Leading Iowa, Good Government in Iowa Cities. I host the show with Brad Kavanaugh, Mayor of Dubuque, Iowa, and the immediate past president of the Iowa League of Cities. Together, we talk to leaders in Iowa cities. We talk about what works and what good government looks like in Iowa. Join us right here where you're listening now. That's Leading Iowa, Good Government in Iowa Cities. Almost 10 years as mayor. That's a good run for any mayor. Talking about the police department, it's good to hear the police are doing more community engagement. That's good government. Talking about good government, a good mayor gets good government moving in the right direction, and it can be a different way. When I heard Mayor Hart say this, we're trying to be relevant to the needs of what we're facing today. He said you have to move on from, well, that's the way we've always done it. You can't be afraid of change, he said. That's forward thinking. Good to see in Waterloo. There's a lot going on in that city, and it's really made progress under Mayor Hart. So clearly he's earned his recent honors, including induction into the Iowa League Hall of Fame. Funny how simply lighting up a pedestrian bridge, something that simple, makes a big difference in a city. Okay, the Iowa Irish Fest. It's on my list of Iowa things to do. Well, that's our show. Thanks for listening. Please like us and share us with your friends and review us right here where you're listening. And check out our website, goodgovernmentshow.com, for extras. Help us keep telling stories of good government in action everywhere. Join us again for another episode right here. I'm Dave Martin, and this is The Good Government Show. The Good Government Show is a Valley Park production. Jim Ludlow, Dave Martin, that's me, and David Snyder are the executive producers. Our show is edited and produced by Jason Stershic. Please subscribe, then share us, and like us and review us. That's the best way to make sure we're able to keep telling these stories of our government working for all of us. Then listen to the next episode of The Good Government Show.